repeat because I was disconnected.
Okay, let's start the class. Girls 23 have 24 have joined 25, and let's wait for a few more minutes. A simple journal instructions for all of you. Today we shall be completing our syllabus for term 2. Only an exercise part and a case study is remaining. From tomorrow onwards, I'll tell you what to read and how to come prepared for the revision. We shall start with the history part first or geography, whatever you decide. We'll do that only. And please update yourself in the Google Classroom because I shall be taking the revision test from that Google Classroom only. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
so
Okay,
I'll
ma'am.
teach you how to attach files and other things because some of you are not knowing about this thing. So if you are well updated in Google Classroom, then only you will be able to know how to attach file. Okay, so 2 more minutes. We shall wait for the girls to join. 35, 36 have joined the class. Then we shall start with the topic because after that girls ask for the answers. Uh, Meanwhile, the girls who have joined the class, please have a silent reading of the topic, the case study, on page number 238. Please have a silent reading. Only this one box is remaining, other than exercises part. Now, just tell me, are you writing the answers in a notebook?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. So, history and your geography, everything is there. Every answer, every exercise is there of every
Yes,
Yes,
chapter,
ma'am.
ma'am.
right from the chapters which I started from the term two.
Yes,
All you
ma'am.
got the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All the answers
ma'am.
you got?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So today I shall be sending you the answers of chapter 6 and 7, A Women's World and Understanding Media, right? Of civics.
Okay, ma'am.
These two are remaining, right?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ
Yes,
ठीक
ma'am.
है good.
Excuse me, ma'am. I want to ask something.
Yes, Suti.
Ma'am, from the civics portion, 11th lesson, striving for equality in the exercises part, A part, second one. Ma'am, in the class we did A
Let me
part,
tell
we
you
marked
the
A
page
as the
number.
answer.
Please tell me the
Ma'am,
page number, please.
ma'am, page number 272.
Okay.
Ma'am, the second part of the exercises, A second part, a number
Hmm.
of people who are oppressed or who fight for the oppressed express their desire for equality through. Ma'am, in the class when we discussed the exercises, we marked the first one agitation and protest, but in the answer was given as C part, songs, poems, stories, and dance and drama. So, ma'am, what is
Yeah,
the
the
correct
see,
answer?
see, see. The answer which I am sending you is the correct answer because those are the updated ones. ठीक है?
Okay,
The
ma'am.
answer which is I am having is the updated one,
Okay,
not the
ma'am.
previous year one. The book which I am having, जो book मेरे पास है, that is the new version.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
हाँ. The answers which I am sending you on the Google Classroom, those answers are the correct one. Please mark the correct answers in your book and write the correct answers in your notebook. Please. Clear?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
Oh, the time is
Okay, ma'am.
running. So let's start the class. The struggle goes on. We are studying the chapter A Women's World, wherein we have studied about the stereotypes regarding the jobs. We have studied regarding the Kiran Mazumdar Shaw. We have also read about the social reformers who worked for the upliftment of the women's education, that is Pandita Ramabai and Rokia Shekhawat Hussain. We have also read the inequality in education and the reasons for inequality, that is poverty, then family responsibility, early marriage, and the lack of educational facilities. Then we have also read about the social reformers, the prominent women reformers, right? Annie Besant is there, Pandita Ramabai, Sarojini Naidu. Last but not the least, one topic was remaining, that was the case study regarding the struggle goes on. It is based on the dowry system that is prevalent in India. You know what is dowry system? Dowry system समझते हैं आप?
yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, the age.
दहेज प्रथा,
Ma'am,
right? दहेज, ठीक है? So just don't shout. Just raise your hand. The girls who haven't got the chance to read. Just raise your hands. Bridhi. Yep. Yes, Bridhi, if you're there, just raise your hand, Bridhi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, read the para on page number 238. The Dory system, then the struggle goes on. This is a case study.
Yes, ma'am. The dowry system prevalent in India is one of the major factors contributing to the discrimination of women and their low status.
Stop. The Dory system prevalent. What is prevalent? Present in India, right? This Dory system is present in India. Is one of the major factor contributing, which is responsible. Is a factor responsible for the discrimination of women and their low status. You know what happened in the Dory system? You know? Yes, girls, tell me. You know what happened in Dory system?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, who will tell me?
Ma'am, can I?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Ma'am, in
Speak.
dowry system, the in marriage, the girl's family has to give something to the boy's family which they demand.
Which they demand, right? And do boys pay something in return? Do they
No,
get?
ma'am.
No. Only the girl's family, the bride's family are responsible, right? They are compelled, they are forced to give some amount, some things, some article in the form of gifts, in the form of furniture, right? In the form of gold, everything in return. But this doesn't happen in the case of boys. Boys के केस में ऐसा होता है?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, no.
No, ma'am.
Okay, next please, Priti, continue.
It is a social evil that has caused death to many women and many continues to face violence.
Violence, yeah, it's a social evil है. But जिसकी वजह से क्या होता है? This had led to the death of many women. Most of women die. वो brides बढ़ जाती हैं. क्यों? Because the family of the boy demands huge articles, huge money in return. Yes, continue.
In an effort to end this system and to prevent violence against women, in dowry and dowry
Read again. Read again, Priti, from that line.
yes, ma'am. In an effort to end this system and to prevent violence against women in relation to dowry
The Dowry
prohibition.
Prohibition Act was passed in the year 1960. Underline करो बेटा इसको. ठीक है? And a dowry prohibition क्या होता है? खत्म करना. The Dowry Prohibition Act was passed in the year 1961 just to end the system of dowry and to prevent the violence against the women. Clear? समझ आया? Dowry Prohibition Act क्या था?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
ठीक है बेटा पढ़ो आगे.
However, the dowry system has not ended with the act. It continues to pose challenge to women's empowerment efforts.
Yes, still देखो बेटा इस 1961 में this act was passed, the Dowry Prohibition Act. कि कोई भी family, bride की family जो है girl की family, that one will not pay any kind of articles, will not pay any dowry. But still this system prevalent in the 21st century. आज भी है ये dowry system? It is there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ,
Yes,
it is
ma'am. In
there.
some parts
The
of
dowry
the
Yes,
system
ma'am.
still, it is still prevails in the 21st century in 2020, 21. Yes, better continue please.
women in India also face violence in different forms at home and in public places.
Yeah, first para was all about the dowry system prohibition, dowry system and dowry prohibition act. Second para we shall talk about the women facing discrimination when it comes to home and it comes to the various public places. ठीक है पढ़ो बेटा.
One of the most common type of violence is the one at
Underline
home.
regarding domestic violence. What domestic violence? पता है आपको? Domestic violence when the women get beaten up by their husbands, by the family members. It is known as domestic violence. First हो गया at home means domestic violence. Secondly is at job. जो job पे वो violence discrimination they face. Continue बेटा.
As a relation against this
Reaction
kind
as a reaction. Read again.
As a reaction against this kind of violence, women's rights advocates have campaigned for many years and have even succeeded
Succeeded.
in changing the law and changing the stand of judiciary.
Judiciary. As a reaction to these kind of domestic violences, most of the women's rights advocates they have campaigned, they have protested for many years, and this their protests have succeeded. उनको success मिला in changing the law and changing the stand of judiciary. Underline: the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act was passed in the year 2005 to provide respite to the women facing domestic violence, to provide some kind of relaxation for to the women who face domestic violence at home. Continue, beta.
With the entry of women in different professional
Professional field.
fields,
Now wait here. First para talks about the dowry system. Second para talks about the various forms of violence that women face at home. Third para talks about the again the various forms of violence that women face at workplace जहाँ पे वो काम करती हैं where they do job. Yes, continue बेटा.
cases of discrimination and harassments against women
Harassment, harassment. Speak again. Harassment.
at workplace have become prevalent.
Prevalent. So with the entry of women, as soon as women started doing job in various fields, various professional fields like teachers, doctors, lawyers, and everything, they face discrimination and harassment at their workplace, जहाँ पे वो काम करती हैं. Yes, बेटा.
To counter this and to safeguard women's rights at workplaces, the Supreme Court laid down the guidelines for protection of women against sexual harassment at the workplace and educational institutions in
Institutions in
1997.
1990s, underline this line, just to safeguard, just to protect the women from all this kind of harassments and discrimination. The Supreme Court of India, you know what is Supreme Court? The apex court. सबसे बड़ा कोर्ट है इस एपेक्स कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया. इट
Yes, ma'am.
इट हैज सेट अप द गाइडलाइंस, कुछ ऐसे रूल्स रेगुलेशन सेटअप किए हैं किसके लिए? फॉर द प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ विमेन against the sexual harassment at workplace and at an educational institution. In which year? In which year? 1997.
1997.
Underline this line.
1997.
Yes, continue, Preeti.
An act seeking to protect women from sexual harassment at their place of work known as Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace
Underline,
Act was
underline. Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act was passed in the year 2013.
2013.
क्या हुआ? Last five lines are talking about the act which was passed in the year 2013, namely sexual harassment of women at workplace. इसमें क्या है? Prevent करना, prohibit करना, मना करना and redressal. Means उनको redressal क्या होता है? What is redressal? To provide them some with some solution. ठीक है? To provide with some solution. This act was passed to protect the women from all kind of sexual harassment at the workplace. So case study is clear. First para talks about
Yes, ma'am.
First para talks about
Dowry system,
dowry system. Second para talks about
types of violence against
violence
women,
against women, domestic violence against women. Third para talks about
The acts passed.
violence against women on
in their workplace. Okay. Now Vanshika is asking, ma'am, what is sexual harassment? Yes, who will answer? What do you know about sexual harassment?
Ma'am, annoying this means women annoying women or behaving
Listen to me.
cruelly
Listen
with
to me.
women.
It means to have a range of actions from verbally भी और non-verbal भी, like touching, unnecessary touching is a form of sexual harassment. ठीक है? Unnecessary कोई touch कर रहा है at workplace, it's form of sexual harassment. Using uneven tone, ठीक है? समझ आ रही है? It's a form of
Yes.
sexual harassment. Clear? Then the use of inappropriate words is a it means a sexual harassment. Offensive language use करना, ठीक है? Unwelcome sexual behavior is form of sexual harassment. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
हाँ, ठीक
Yes,
है.
ma'am. Thank you,
So
ma'am.
now let's move to the exercise part. Choose the correct answers and fill in the blanks. So first part, please all of you please be attentive. Yeah. The Dowry Prohibition Act was passed in the year, or the options are.
1961.
1961.
Let me read the options, please. Let me read the options, please. 1980, 1961, 1960, 1990. Right answer is
1961.
1961.
1961. Just now we have read, right? First para of the case study. है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
1961.
All of you please mark the answer. Now question number 2. Majority of the women in India are engaged in dash A part agricultural work, B is technical work, C is industrial work, D is domestic work. What is the
Domestic
answer?
work.
Domestic work.
Domestic work.
Domestic work.
Ma'am, domestic work.
Yes. All of you please mark domestic work and please mute yourself. Japanese. Yes, third is the reason for low literacy rate amongst women is that A part poor families. Ridhanshi, please mute yourself. A part is poor families cannot afford to send the girls to school. B part schools are located at a great distance and girls cannot travel such long distances. C is child marriages are still prevalent in many parts of India, and D is all of these.
Ma'am,
All
all
of
of
these.
these. All of these.
Right answer is all of these. Yes, the right answer is all of these. Yes. Now the fourth one. Dash wrote the book Sultana's Dream. The options are A part Rokeya Shekhawat Hussain, B part Pandita Ramabai, C part Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, and D part Lady Dufferin.
Ma'am,
Rukia
Rokeya
Shekhawat
Shekhawat
Hussain.
Hussain.
Yeah. The right answer is A part Rokeya Shekhawat
Rokeya Shekhawat Hussain.
Hussain. Clear? Now the
Ma'am,
fifth
Rokia.
part. Now the fifth part. Please mute yourself, all of you. Bridhi, mute yourself, Bridhi. Bridhi, mute yourself. Yep. Fifth part is in Dash, the Supreme Court laid down the guidelines for protection of women against sexual harassment at the workplace and educational institutions. The options are you tell me the year.
1997.
1997.
1997.
Let me complete the question, please. The options are 1992, 1997, 2002, and 1986. Right answer is
1997.
1997.
1997.
So let me give you
Ma'am,
the answers. Let me give you the answers for all this A part. Listen to me here. Ashtim is written. The first answer is first part B 1961. Second we have the domestic work. But third is all of this. Thank you girls for writing the answers in the chat section. Thank you so much. Fourth we have the Rokia Shekhawat Hussain. And the fifth we have 1997. So A part is clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now let's move to B part. Kiran Mazumdar became India's first women
Brewmaster.
Brewmaster.
brewmaster. Write the answer brewmaster. BREW. Brew master. MASTER. Written.
Yes, ma'am.
Now let's move to second part. Rokia Hussain became an English dash despite the fact that she was only allowed to learn Urdu as a child.
Writer.
Writer.
Writer. Right answer, writer. Sunana, mute yourself. Write the answer, writer. Is Ruchi here in this class? Ruchi Sharma?
No, ma'am. She is not.
No, she is there in the 7th standard,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
but she
ma'am.
has not attended a class. Okay. Any friend here of Ruchi?
Ma'am.
Ma'am,
Any
me.
friend here?
Samreen
Ridhan,
Kaur.
Samreen, just give my message to her to please attend the class. ठीक है उसको बता देना ये आप class attend करो. You're not attending the class. I have not seen her in any of my class.
Okay, ma'am.
ठीक है. Now the third part, beta. According to census of 2011, census just take out page number 236. A box is there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ. Just वहां से देखो, look at that box and answer the next part. According to census of 2011, dash percent of males are literate. How many percentage?
82.14%.
82.14%.
Right, right. 82.14% of males are literate against how many percentage of female? कितना है?
65.46.
65.46.
65.46 of
46.
females out of the 74.4 of literate people in India. समझ आई? Done?
Yes,
Understood?
ma'am.
आज बेटा fourth part पे. In 1997, the Supreme Court laid down the guidelines for the protection of women against dash at the workplace.
Sexual
Sexual
harassment.
harassment.
Yes,
Sexual
right the
harassment.
answer. Yes, right the answer. Sexual harassment. Right the answer. Sexual harassment. Written.
Yes, ma'am.
Now the fifth part. The Arya Mahila Samaj was started by
Pandita
Pandita
Ramabai.
Ramabai.
Pandita Ramabai. Pandita
Ramabai.
Ramabai. So let me tell you the answer of all this part. B part fill ups. First is brewmaster. Thank you, Vanshika. Second is writer. Third is percentage. The first fill up is 82.14. Second fill up is 65.46. The fourth one is sexual harassment, and fifth one is Pandita Ramabai. Thank you, girls. Japanese and Suti and Priyanshi also. Now, B part is clear.
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am.
Aaj
Yes.
beta C part पे. C part. State whether the following information following statements are true or false. If false, you have to correct the statements. Okay. Summary, mute yourself. The one who know the answer, please raise your hand. First one. Kunan Mazumdar Shaw is an employee of the Bacons Industries. Is true or false?
Ma'am,
Ma'am, we have
false.
raised our
False.
hands.
Yeah, I have
Ma'am,
seen her.
false.
Just raise your hand, okay? Let me see who has raised hand. Yes, Tanvi Sharma, raise your hand. I want the answer from Tanvi. Yes, Tanvi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Tanvi, beta, correct है या फिर false है?
Ma'am, false.
It's false. Correct statement क्या है? What's correct statement?
Ma'am, she was the owner of Bacon
Yes,
Industry.
yes. Right answer. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw is an cut employee, right owner. She was an owner of the Bicons Industries Limited. Done. First part is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Chalo. Mute yourself. Get ready for the second part. Just raise your hands. Girls in the past were trained to become technical professionals. Raise your hands. Those who know the answer. Samia. Yes, Samia. If you're there. Samia, I want the answer from you, your side. Samia. You can write the answer in the chat section also, beta.
Yes, ma'am.
बताओ बेटा. The statement is true or false? Girls in the past, but yes,
Ma'am, it is false.
it is false. Now, what is correct statement? Correct क्या है? What is correct statement?
Ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
means girls in
Okay,
the
all of you, please
past.
write the correct statement. Girls in the
Yes.
past were trained to become homemakers, right?
Ma'am, can we
Homemakers.
write boys in the past were trained to become technical professionals?
No. Girls दी है ना यहाँ पे. Girls are written here. You just write cut professional, technical professional, write homemakers. Homemakers सबको सारा आ जाएगा. The girls who are giving me the correct answers like just to marriage, work at home, household work. Household work, the best answer is homemaker. ठीक है? Right, homemakers. Yes, Suti, false and homemakers. Good.
Okay, ma'am.
आ जाओ बेटा next question पे. Third part. Men like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, and Jyotiba Phule were social reformers who advocated for upliftment of the women's right. True or false?
Ma'am, true.
Yeah, it's a true statement. Good. Now the
True.
fourth part. Dowry system in India has ended with the Dowry Prohibition Act of 1961. True or false?
True. Ma'am, true.
True.
Dowry system खत्म हो गया?
No, ma'am.
It is ended?
No,
No.
ma'am.
No, अभी तक खत्म नहीं हुआ बेटा. The right answer is देखो false. This statement is false. And what you have to write? Dowry system in India has not ended. You have to add one word, not ended, with the Dowry Prohibition Act of 1961. Clear?
Ma'am, in some parts of
Okay.
India.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, in some parts of India, but yeah, it depends upon the kind of mentality people are having. Most of the middle class families and the lower middle classes, even the rich families also, they demand for dowry. ठीक है? आज fifth part पे. The women's movement is a
Excuse
struggle
me,
for.
ma'am.
Yes, Samia, बोलो बेटा.
Ma'am, what is Dory?
You were there in the class when I was explaining the true case study. You were there.
No, ma'am, I was disconnected again and again.
डॉरी होता है दहेज. दहेज समझते हैं आप?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ वही होता है. चलो फिफ्थ पार्ट. The women's movement is a struggle for the reform and equality. True or false?
True.
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 Ma'am, true.
So C part is clear. True or
Yes,
false
Yes,
is
ma'am.
clear.
ma'am.
Now let's
Yes,
move to
ma'am.
D part. We will discuss D part. Okay. So why do answer following questions in 10 to 20 words? Why do most girls drop out of school? What are the reasons? क्या क्या reason है?
Ma'am, can I answer?
Ma'am, can I answer?
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Ma'am, can I? Ma'am,
Vanshika?
the girls would drop out.
हाँ बोलो बेटा.
Ma'am, the girls would drop out of the school because because of the people thinking that girls can't do anything, but the boys can do. So they drop out the girls from the school.
Simple लिखो. Simple
Ma'am, cause
language.
of
हाँ हाँ.
Can I?
Simple answer
middle
is
family. Ma'am, because
middle
of the
class family.
stereotype thinking of the people.
हाँ सुनो. Now listen to me. Simple answer will be most girls drop out of school because of poverty, early or child marriage, or discrimination, or due to the school being at a long distance. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
सिंपल सा आंसर लिखना है आपने.
Okay, ma'am.
It will cover everything. Poverty, child marriage, distance of the school, then the discrimination. Clear?
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
send you the
Yes, ma'am.
answers. Now question number 2. Name some prominent women's rights activists. कौन सी हैं?
Ma'am, Raja
Beti
Ram
bachao.
Mohan Roy,
Ma'am,
Ishwar
Yeah.
Sarojini
Gupta,
Naidu,
Tommy
Pandita
Dayanand.
Ramabai.
Vidyasagar,
Okay, now
Jyotiba
listen to me.
Phule,
Sir,
Annie Besant, Sarojini Naidu, Pandita Rambai.
Okay, stop now. The answer is there on
Sita
page
Rambai.
number 238, first para. Clear?
Okay, yes,
हाँ.
ma'am.
Let me tell you the answers also. Answer is Swami Dayanand, Raja Raman Roy, Ishwar Vidyasagar, Pandita Ramabai, and Rokia
Yes,
Shekhawat
ma'am.
Hussain. Now the third part में बेटा. Who started the Arya Mahila Samaj?
Pandita
Pandita
Rambai.
Ramabai.
Very good. Pandita Ramabai started the Arya Mahila Samaj. और fourth one पे आ जाओ बेटा. What do you understand by women's movement?
It was fought. It was fought for women because
Mm-hmm.
they wanted equality in men and women.
Okay, among men and women. ठीक है. So the right answer will be, the correct answer will be, the struggle for the reforms by women, individually or collectively, all over the country to bring about changes with respect to their legal status. ये book में है ना बेटा आपके, health and violence against them and employment opportunities is termed as movement. This movement, women's movement. ठीक है. आज फिफ्थ पार्ट पे, name some acts passed by the government for the upliftment of women's status. Name the act.
National Rashtriya Mahila Kosh.
Look at the book. Book में देखो and find, tell me the answers. Dowry Prohibition Act was there. 1961 है. In the case study,
Yes, ma'am.
then we have the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 is there.
Ma'am, Beti
Yes,
Bachao,
ma'am.
Beti
Beti Bachao,
Padhao.
Beti Padhao.
एक्ट नहीं है वो, दैट इज नॉट एन एक्ट. एक्ट होता है, एक्ट समझते हैं आप? एक्ट इज लॉ. कौन कौन से लॉ पास किए? थ्री लॉज आर देयर, थ्री एक्ट्स आर देयर. वन इज
Ma'am,
डॉरी
Sexual
प्रोहिबिशन एक्ट.
Harassment of Women at Workplace Act was passed in 2013.
Yes, three acts are there. The first one is Dowry Prohibition Act. Then we have the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act. Then the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace. Three acts are there. Clear? Rest answers I'll send you today. Okay, beta.
ma'am.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
any doubt in any of the in this chapter on women's world?
No, ma'am.
In the first four
No,
part that we have done,
ma'am.
A B C
In
D.
this question,
No,
fifth
ma'am.
question, we have to write the book ones.
Which thing, beta?
Ma'am, the question number 5D5. We have to write only the book one, the acts which are given in
Yes.
the book.
The acts which are given in the book, in the case study, three acts are only there.
Okay,
First is
ma'am.
about the dowry system. Second is the harassment at home. Third is the harassment at the workplace. Only three acts you have to write.
Okay, ma'am.
They are only
Okay,
asking
ma'am.
about the act. So act के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं. They're not asking about any scheme. The बेटी बचाओ बेटी आंदोलन जो भी है आपका is a scheme. Is on page number 237. The बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ is a scheme. It's not an act. A scheme है. एक program है. Any doubt in the first four topics? First four
No,
exercises A B C D.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
ठीक है बेटा. Okay, so the rest I'll send today on the Google Classroom. Please maintain your notebooks. From tomorrow onwards, we shall start with the geography part. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Geography, what
ma'am.
chapter you want me to do? Okay, the girls are asking me something. Ma'am, can you please let me read? Discuss exercises of chapter 10 marketing. Yeah, I'll discuss tomorrow. ठीक है बेटा? Tomorrow we shall be discussing the exercises of chapter number 10 market and their intermediaries. ठीक है? We've already discussed, but still we'll
Okay,
discuss
ma'am.
again. चलो बेटा.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Niharika.
Ma'am, chapter number 8, history. You will send us the long answers or we will do by
I
ourselves.
have not sent.
Ma'am, some are only there.
Tell me the page number.
Ma'am, page number 62.
62. Long answers. Only one is there.
Ma'am, okay, ma'am. We'll do then by ourselves.
I have not sent.
Ma'am, you have sent.
Ma'am, you have sent.
Please check it again, okay? Only one long answer is
Okay,
there.
ma'am.
Hmm. So any doubt on today's topic? So
No,
tomorrow
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
we are meeting at 1 p.m. The link is
Yes,
being
ma'am.
sent in the Google Classroom. Have you seen the
Yes,
link? Link
ma'am.
देखा आपने?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
You got the
ma'am.
link. Okay, so let's meet tomorrow at 1 p.m. We shall be discussing the chapter market and their intermediaries, all the exercises and the textual questions. ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
चलो
ma'am.
Okay,
बेटा.
ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Please leave the classroom better.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, dear.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a nice day, ma'am.
Have a nice day, ma'am.
You also.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am. Have a nice day, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Have a nice day, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.